Hello, and Merry Christmas. And did you know your government is your enemy? I'm assuming anybody listening to this probably does know that already. Anyway, as you might recall, it's the title of a tune I put out a couple of years ago with Helena Handbasket, good old Neil on the vocals. But I wanted to put out a video partly to mention, it's partly sort of prompted by the fact that Matt Finlay, who you see here on the screen with his YouTube channel, has put out a cover. It is extremely, although like all of his stuff, criminally underviewed. Like his work in general, criminally underappreciated, undershared, under everything. But I honestly have to say that this particular, I mean, this is I'm flattered to say the least. Anyway, but this is fantastic. It is just great to have your song covered by somebody anyway. But it's very much his own version. He's basically rearranged its insides and shoved the rocket up its arse. And yeah, I mean, he's I've got huge respect for him. He's a great singer, musician, producer, arranger. Even his videos kick ass as well, especially this one, another one I'm going to mention in a second. But yeah, he's rearranged the lyrics quite a bit. Just rearranged the song. It's more interesting as an arrangement by far now, and it's really got some edge to it, as you'll probably be able to hear just now. I'm having to record this on OBS, which I don't know how to anyway, change the levels later, so I've got to be careful and keep the volume down on the track. Anyway, yeah, I think this is great. So please go over and check it out. Check out the song. Another completely new and very different version. It's not just a standard like cover version. People do this song the same way as before. This is very different. So yeah, check it out and see what you think. Yeah, it's great. It's fantastic. So yeah, please, and if you can, if you're not already, please subscribe to him, and give him a like. And his stuff is on Bandcamp as well, and he'd appreciate any kind of support. I'm sure donations, like I would, but wouldn't we all? But he really deserves them. And yeah, so if you can get yourself over there, please do. That would be fantastic. As well as that one, though, he dropped this one as well 11 days ago. I've just watched this through for the first time, because I only saw the notification for this one. I didn't see the notification for this one. Me and Matt are in touch. We haven't been in touch for probably about 6 months now, but I knew these two tracks were on the way, and I had heard versions of them both, but I only saw, I think last night, that this one had come through. I didn't know that this one is also being released, but this one's brilliant. I think it's probably my favourite song of his so far. It's really catchy. It's got a kind of old school retro vibe, kind of like a 70s sound, almost like, to me it's a bit kind of almost like glam rock, kind of anthemic glam rock kind of a sound. I love it. I think it's a great tune. It's a great sentiment, great lyrics, great message, and the video is brilliant. Lots of humour. This Courage is the Cure. I assume this is the name of the female artist who is also on there, kind of on screen as a character. It's great how they've done it. This is an awesome video. It actually put a massive beaming smile on my face from start to finish. Honestly, it did. It's brilliant. Obviously very retro. It's just excellent. So please go and give that a check out as well. And yeah, there you go, special guest, Courage is the Cure. I hadn't heard of Courage is the Cure before, but I know her now. She's got a great voice. I'll just let this play, and I'll bring it up a bit. Oh yes, Fraggle Rock. Is it Fraggle Rock? What I should really have done, I should have done one of those reaction videos, which I paid for as a bit of an experiment for a couple of people to do them, because a lot of them have been done for IMA, her breakthrough song, viral sensation hit, year and a half ago, whatever it was. I thought, I'll try that out, and you can just buy these people on People Per Hour or whatever platform, Fiverr and wherever, to do a reaction video for you. So a lot of these reaction videos you see, they're sold. Don't know if you know that, but anyway, I could do one, but it's don't want to show my face, so I don't know. Anyway, look at this awesome video, awesome. It's really good. You just give it a try. Put your smiley face. This really is, I think, like as good as it gets in terms of people who are just awake enough to realise that the government is your enemy, and daddy government can stick it up his arse, and you don't want him, sniffing around you. People that are just awake enough to realise that this is as good as it gets in terms of a bloody good upbeat anthem. It's brilliant. So hats off to you, Matt, if you're listening. An awesome video as well. Brilliant. So I hope you get a couple more likes at least. So yeah, and I'm sure people with some decent reach would be willing to promote it and share it if they knew about it. Obviously, I've had a fairly hard time with that over the years. It's not easy, and maybe this is really, being as under listened as Matt is kind of like a badge of authenticity. I don't know. To some degree, I think there's some truth in that, but I'm sure things could be improved. Anyway, while I'm on here, I might as well give you a quick update from me. There isn't really much to say. I'll share with you a couple of bits. I've just been having a really busy life. Busy with like life, just household goings on. I completely changed my living environment a year ago. Moved house, and there's just been a huge amount to do. And then a few months ago, I made the all this time, by the way, a few songs have been started because Pete Starfish Troopers has been really politely, and I really appreciate it, asking, are there any more tunes? And a few other familiar people on YouTube have been asking as well. And there have been a few started, but I've not had the time that's required to really focus on one for long enough while it's hot, while it's and just in one go. You've got to kind of really get your head stuck in to a song I have anyway, to finish it. And there's quite a lot of repetition and running things through, and while that song is the one in your head, you've got to do it then. And then if you get too busy and you don't look at it again for a month, then it's like the inspiration has kind of gone almost. Anyway, There's quite a lot in the bank that have been put into the bank, if you like, that could be picked up on, including very recently. There's a couple recently, but anyway, as you know, I haven't finished anything. And there's been some started, quite a few started. I did a silly thing and I got a dog, which has just added to all these problems. I didn't get the dog for me. I got the dog for other people in the household, but with me being the only adult male in the house, he becomes my dog, my responsibility. I said in response to a comment the other day that obedience training is a bit more tricky with him than it is with humans, because he's a bit too clever for the human techniques. He's a bit too smart, you know, a bit too savvy, a bit more of a critical thinker. So, you know, I've had a lot of work needing to be put in with that as well. But it's going well. You'll be pleased to hear. He's nearly 6 months old. He can do, you know, sit, stay, down. He can do leave it. So I can put a piece of, you know, a really, really tasty treat right by him and say leave it, and stand up and give him a good chance to get it. He won't get it. He'll wait at doorways and roads and things like that. When I say wait, he's getting a bit better on the lead. It's all going okay, but it's obviously all that side of things is additionally time consuming. Anyway, I don't have much to report apart from that. One thing I would like to mention is that I've been going down a bit of a newish rabbit hole for me, and I haven't mentioned to anybody else what this is or who this is in relation to. And I know, like, the people who have listened to and shown appreciation for my stuff have, you know, there's a bit of a spread of different beliefs and views about what's really going on in the world and this and that. And do any of us, you know, how much do any of us really know? But I think it's great to keep an open mind. And I thought, obviously, I had an open mind. And for example, World War II, I've been aware for like 30 years that there's a different story to that, big time, and in turn to, you know, founding of Israel and so on, and Hitler being funded by bankers to, you know, to be in that position and to play his role in that. Anyway, what I've never really got into it before, but I found myself coming across the work of this guy. And wow, is all I can say. I mean, in terms of the quality of his work, everything I've seen, everything he's produced, I can't fault it. My impression is that he's not only an incredibly smart guy, but an incredibly high integrity, ballsy, courageous character. And speaking of his work, this website here, holocausthandbooks.com, anyone listening to this, you might be all over this. You might have been all over this years ago, and I'm just totally late to the party. But if you have checked it out and you have any opinion on it, I'd be interested if you put your comments below. I'd be really interested. But I don't really give myself a label, but it's hard not to. And, you know, the label that's given is meaningless anyway. Oops. Yeah, the label is meaningless for reasons that Gamar himself points out. It's not one event. It's thousands of events. You know, what are you denying? But there are some of what's been claimed. There are just some outstanding, strong points that can be made to say well, this is a whole load of contradictions. This is absolute fantasy. This was proven to be lies and withdrawn later. This is this number that we're supposed to believe. This number, or these sets of numbers for how many people were supposed to have been disposed of in camps, have all been drastically reduced down from the time when that number was first set. In fact, that first big number that we're all told was set way before World War II. In fact, way before World War One, and not just in relation to Hitler's empire, but in relation to Russia as well. Anyway, before all that. Anyway, I've just find it fascinating. I'm still on a journey with it, but I think it's going to influence some material at some point, probably some, musical material at some point, or some other kind of material. I don't know. Anyway, that's a bit of where my head's been at. I just thought I'd share that. I think that's enough for now. Again, please do check out Matt Finlay's latest two songs. They're awesome. So this is part of an EP. So give him some love and appreciation, and if you're feeling generous at Christmas time, please toss him a little donation, a little gift, a little Christmas gift. This stuff pays nothing. It's very, very time consuming. It's a true labour of love. You get a few people saying nice things, and that's it. It's literally, it's like an exercise in self-harm economically to spend time doing this. So anything you can do to offset the self-harm that Matt Finlay has done to himself by writing this material, and that's on top of obviously the harm that's done to him by Daddy Government, that'd be nice, and I'm sure he'd appreciate it. Anyway, with that, I hope you're all well. Anybody that's ever left a comment, I really appreciate you being there and giving some encouragement, and I genuinely hope you have yourself a merry little Christmas, and you'll hear more from me in the new year. Okay, cheers, bye.